Broadcasting live from Urban Cigar Lounge, 601 Main Street here in Daytona Beach, Florida, it's the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. Gridiron Gang, it's game time. Let's flip the switch and do this. Very pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. I'm your co-host, Darold Williams, here with my other co-host, Mr. Ralph Smith, and Mr. Larry Wesley will join us shortly, and possibly Jerry Bell. Ralph, as always, how's it going this week?
It's a great week. It's always a great week when you're celebrating the victory. And I think the Wildcats showed well last Saturday, and I was extremely happy.
Definitely extremely happy with that win on last Saturday, and hopefully expecting another one on this coming weekend. 3 p.m. kickoff at Daytona Stadium against Alabama A&M. Ralph, anything special you did this week?
It's a good question, Daryl. I've been running all week.
I know.
You know, we're trying to get the tailgate together and trying to put things together and trying to get people to agree on what they want to do and what they want to eat. And that's, everybody wants to eat something different.
It's definitely a challenge, man. But we're able to conquer it and do it the best way we know how. So
yeah, it's usually you get a number of people just stopping through, and right. It just so happened the walk comes right by our spot, so you get an opportunity to see the boys walk in and get a pretty good idea of what kind of mindset they're in.
Definitely get a good idea of what mindset they're in. Look them in their eyes as they pass by, and tell them what you need to tell them before they disappear into the locker room. So that's always great. That's always great. So as you can see, we're not in Urban Soul tonight. Shout out to the personnel at Urban Soul, Tamika and Steve over there. We are remote this week for first time in a long time, but we're going to be here to bring you the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. That will take us right into our SWAC week recap. Shout out to Travis and Miss Lodge. Yeah, I know you told us, Travis, that it wasn't no way, and there was.
I'm sure he was going to remind somebody.
Hey, we echo those sentiments, and we're so glad to be able to win that contest on Saturday against Coach Jenkins. So, yeah, definitely glad to pull that one out. And first up, of course, in our recap, Edward Waters visits our Wildcats this past Saturday. Final score of that game, 35-9. Good guys. That's the Wildcats. We will cover that game in its entirety. Matter of fact, ain't no way is what Travis said in his description over there. But we will cover that game in its entirety, of course. Lane went into Alabama A&M. Final score of that game, Alabama A&M 49, Lane 7. I don't think there's any surprises there. What do you think, Ralph?
No, talk that Alabama A&M quarterback didn't play, and they thought that was going to make a difference. But I think Alabama A&M just overpowered Lane.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, and that's really the way it should be.
Yeah, definitely the way it should be. So, East Texas A&M goes into Grambling. Grambling 31, East Texas A&M 28.
Now, is East Texas, is that FCS?
I believe they're 1AA.
Okay.
I believe they're 1AA. So, but that was, I didn't get a chance to view the game, but it looks like it was fairly close. So, yeah. Yeah. Then Northwestern State, it rounds out our recap. Northwestern State goes to Prairie View 27, Northwestern State 24. So very close games in those last two games. So that will take us to our Pro First Sports Management SWAC week schedule and rankings. Of course, as we said earlier, Alabama A&M will come and face our Wildcats. That's a 3 p.m. kickoff here in Daytona at Daytona Stadium. Make sure you're there. It is a blackout. We will cover that here shortly. Alabama State will take on the Rattlers of FAMU. That's a 3 p.m. kickoff up in Bragg Stadium in Tallahassee. Ms. Lodge was trying to get the professor on. He was on, but
I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah, I think you said there was some bad weather in Daytona, possibly.
Earlier.
Earlier.
So this coming weekend is going to be an Alabama-Florida thing, you know?
It is. It's definitely an Alabama-Florida thing.
It should be two excellent ball games.
Yeah, definitely. Then Texas A&M goes to Texas Southern goes to Mississippi Valley State. That is a 4 p.m. kickoff in Itta Bena, Mississippi. Arkansas Pine Bluff will travel to Alcorn State. That's a 6 p.m. kickoff in Memphis, Tennessee. And then Grambling goes to Prairie View. That's a 6 p.m. kickoff there in the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. Okay, so that's who they used to be, Ralph. East Texas A&M used to be Texas A&M Commerce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I coached a guy from there in an all-star game. He's playing for the Vikings now. So. And then Jackson State goes to Southern. That's a 6 p.m. kickoff in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So that's that, Ralph. And that will take us right into our FCS computer rankings. Coming in at number 33 is Jackson State. They were previously 21. Grambling State comes in at 34. They were previously 49. Alabama A&M comes in at 48. They were previously 40. Alabama State comes in at 52. They were previously 50. FAMU comes in at 69. They were previously 67. Prairie View comes in at 77. They were previously 98. Our Wildcats come in at 83. They were previously 113. Southern University comes in at 93. They were previously 94. Alcorn State comes in at 114. They were previously 111. Texas Southern comes in at 115. They were previously 116. And Arkansas Pine Bluff comes in at 116, previously 119. Rounding it out, Mississippi Valley State comes in at 127. They were previously 128. So that's what we have there. As far as our SWAC football standings in the East, Alabama, because of their overall record, comes in at 3-1. They're 0-0 in the conference. Jackson State 0-0 in the conference, 2-1 overall. Alabama State 0-0 in the conference, 2-1 overall. FAMU comes in 0-0 in the conference, 1-2 overall. Our Wildcats come in 0-0 in the conference, 1-3 overall. And Mississippi Valley State will round out the East, 0-0 in conference, 0-3 overall. In the West, Prairie View comes in 1-0 in the conference, 2-2 overall. Grambling State 0-0 in the conference, 3-1 overall. Arkansas Pine Bluff comes in 0-0 in the conference, 1-2 overall. Southern comes in 0-0 in the conference, 1-3 overall. Alcorn State 0-0 in the conference, 0-3 overall. And Texas Southern rounds it out in the West, 0-1 in conference, 0-3 overall. So that's what we have. It was a short week for SWAC play, so not a whole lot there. And like I said, we're going to try to get Larry back on with us, and then we'll hopefully get Jerry in with us so we can talk some Wildcat football here on the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. Ralph, as we spoke earlier, it's now time for our Bethune-Cookman versus Edward Waters University game recap and position grades. You ready for that?
I don't want to make my grades until Larry come back, but if I have to, I will.
We're trying to get him in here. We're trying to get him in here. So, as we said earlier, our Wildcats take down the Tigers of Edward Waters University. Before we get into that, Ralph, let's talk about, we had a great tailgate outside the stadium, and the cars just did not stop coming. I mean, from arriving to the stadium at noon to, wrapping up our tailgate about 2:30. And thank you to everyone who stopped by the tailgate. Of course, we're glad to have you stop by. There will be another one this weekend over in the same spot, Spot 5, over on the lake. And just, how was that atmosphere for you, Ralph?
I thought it was great, actually. We had a lot of people come through there.
Oh, a lot of people.
Yeah, even Mr. Cleveland came through there. Yeah. It was kind of funny because he asked us to say a prayer. He said we really needed a victory, and we would all just say a prayer. He would appreciate it. But other than that, I mean, we had fun. A lot, like I said earlier, a lot of people came through, and everybody was kind of fired up for the game. I mean, we played 3 games. That's our first home game, so everybody was looking forward. But the question I have, though, because if you remember correctly, there were still cars coming in trying to get into the stadium midway through the third quarter.
Oh,
and my question is, I wonder, do people realize that, ordinarily we play at 4?
Yes, sir.
And we played at 3. And we're going to play at 3 this weekend.
And pretty much every home game after that is
because
3 o'clock kickoff.
I'm just wondering.
Yeah. So, come on out. The best policy is to be there by, I would say, if you could, 12:45, and then you can enjoy in the Legacy Walk, and then partake in tailgates around the stadium. It was a wonderful sight. It was like a mini homecoming. I saw persons in my neighborhood group talking, someone said, "Oh, it must be Bethune-Cookman's homecoming." I'm like, no, it was just the first game. Homecoming's still yet to come. So, and then we're going to be back again this weekend. So, yeah. Our Wildcats take down the Tigers of Edward Waters. Cam Ransom passed for 172 yards and 3 touchdowns Saturday. As I said, our Wildcats take down Edward Waters 35-9. Our Wildcats go up 14-6 at half. Then we go on to score 21 unanswered points in the third quarter to open up, go up 35-6. And they were able to kick a field goal late in the game as a kind of, I hate to say consolation, but that's pretty much what it was to close it out there. Kamani Robinson, I can't say enough about that young man. I mean, what our Wildcats did on the ground against Edward Waters, 3-play, 84-yard drive in the third quarter, went 75 yards. 75 yards of the 84 came from Kamani Robinson. That was his first touchdown of the season. Juan Dominguez knocks a kick in. We go up 21-6 with 9:21 left in the third quarter. Then we come back down. Cam Ransom engineers a 5-play, 92-yard drive to increase our lead. Hand the ball off to Ali Scott. Ali runs, and then Cam Ransom connects with Huggins, and you know he did a lot of work himself to get down the sideline and score. That was an 82-yard scamper after that pass. So our Wildcats just, after a while, we kind of got it started, and I think our whole objective for this game was to just keep the ball on the ground and pound them away, and come out with a great victory in front of the home crowd. So, of course, Edward Waters was led by their quarterback Noah Bawden with 18 passes. He completed 18 of them, attempted 38, threw it for 167 yards and a touchdown. Their defense was sparked by Jaylen Brown with 10 tackles. He had 2 quarterback sacks on our guys. Our Wildcats was paced by, of course, Malik Huggins, 177 receiving yards. Cam Ransom had 172 passing yards. He went 10 of 20 and 3 touchdowns. Then we had Kamani Robinson. He had a game-high 114 yards rushing and, of course, as we said earlier, score on the ground. Our defense was led by Cornelius Bass. He had 9 tackles and a sack. Our man Lassiter had 1 interception, as well as Matthew McKenzie and Johnny Harris III. What do you call those guys back there on the back end, Ralph?
I don't know, but I call them ball hawks. I didn't realize, and they haven't shown that this year. And I think it was the defense. I think they look better man to man than they do zone. Because to me, they look lost in the zone. And if you put them man to man, I think they play a lot more aggressive.
I think they play a lot more aggressive.
I mean, they looked like they did the first year Woody came in.
Right, definitely.
Because that was a good defensive squad.
That was very much a good defensive squad during his first year there at the helm. So we got some ball hawks back there, man. We definitely have some ball hawks, and looking forward to seeing them again on this Saturday. We don't want to jump ahead, but if you put it in the air, man, you got to be – those guys are catching it at its highest point also. So, that goes a long way. That definitely goes a long way, and that's what you're always taught. It's the little things. It's the fundamentals and technique that takes you a long way, no matter who you're playing. So, thought we would get Larry back on here, man, but, I don't know. You ready to go grades?
Might as well.
Let's do it. Let's go quarterback play, including headsets.
I'm going to say a B+.
Why a B+?
Because I thought we had a couple of drives that we should have scored and we didn't score. And then secondly, definitely. that I don't know what we were doing with 1 minute 17 left.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why we didn't just take a knee and just get out of there. I'm not quite sure what they were trying to accomplish, but they need to not do that.
Yeah, we can,
I mean, when you got the momentum, don't give it back to them.
Yeah, you don't want to give it. You don't want to squander that away. That was
so. I think overall the quarterbacking was pretty decent. I think we got, of course, we're always going to have room for improvement, and that's what I saw. I saw some things that we can improve on at the quarterback spot.
Definitely, I would agree with you. And some of our calls, when, like you said, it's kind of in hand, but you take it on in, and then we start playing a little sloppy football. We bounced back in the second half, but it could have gotten bad. We got the B in the comments. Fans, help us out in the comment section on YouTube and Facebook. Go ahead and share the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show with family and friends and fans alike. Let's go running backs. What do you got for running backs?
I'm gonna give my running backs an A.
Running backs.
I'm gonna give them an A because I think they fought for every yard and they ran hard.
Oh, very hard. I mean,
yeah.
You know, the as we have said, I think the biggest thing when you're saying running hard, you know, it started out with Ali Scott. You know, you're not just going to bring him down with one hit. You got to body him, as we say.
Exactly.
And, those guys were fighting for yards. We were, 3 to 4 yards a carry, which is great, and that's what you expect when you're running the ball. And then, we tried Kamani Robinson up the gut one time. He got a few yards, and then we came right back to it. Young man stuck his hand in the ground and got on up and got out of there. So, yeah, that's what we're talking about, and that's the football that we love to play. So that is the football we love to play. You got an A in the comments also for running backs.
I saw that A. Yeah. And that's from my very dear friend.
Definitely. So, definitely. She also wants to know what's on the menu Saturday. So
she got to come over there.
Yeah.
Unless she wants to bring something. Yeah. If you tell her, that'd be an excuse for her not to come because she's going to say, well, they don't have anything I like.
Yeah, we can't have that. We can't have that. Let's go wide receivers / tight end.
I'm going to say B for the wide receivers.
Okay.
I'm going to say B.
So a B. Okay. All right. We got I think that's the A- might be for wide receivers. It could be for running backs also, but I would agree on a B. On a B for wide receivers. Let's go offensive line.
See, that's going to be a tough one for me because I kind of thought going into that game that with our size we could dominate. Huh?
They should be earth movers.
Yeah, I thought we should have dominated a little bit more. I'm going to give them a B, and that's a generous B. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because I thought they should have dominated a little bit more. Yeah. I mean, for me, it's like when Miami played Bethune.
Yes, sir.
I think Bethune offensive line should treat a Division II defensive line the same way
like
Miami
they treat us.
Yeah. That's just my opinion.
I agree.
I mean, what do they have? 36 scholarships at Division II?
Roughly. Yeah. So let's go overall offense.
I'm going to give them a B. Because I still think, now this is my opinion, I still think we left 21 points out there.
We got a B and we got a C+. Yeah, we left a lot of points out there.
We left points out there, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no doubt about it. I mean, yeah, I'm happy for the win, but I'm still saying we left 21 points out there.
Definitely.
And I think I'm pretty sure Jerry Bell would agree with me.
I think Mr. Bell would definitely agree with you. We hope to get him on here shortly. So let's move over to the other side of the ball. So we'll flip over to the defensive line.
So I'm going to give the defensive line a C+. Now the one thing that I did like, they did some different things Saturday. They was running stunts, which I haven't seen them run stunts I didn't see them run stunts last year, and I haven't seen them run stunts the first part of this year. But I thought the stunts and the blitz was very effective.
Yeah, and especially in the second half, there was guys coming out of everywhere and shooting from everywhere. And, as you saw, Biden was just scrambling. couple times we could not get to him when I really wish we could have, and then there was times where like he got. Like he's a big kid, but yeah.
I mean, if they can, if the defense can line can continue to improve, I think we should have a pretty good season in SWAC. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think my opinion is that Saturday would be more of an indicator of where we at.
Yes.
Because I mean, Alabama A&M got some weight.
It's an evenly matched game.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I think we do send, stunts and fronts and, things of that nature, and you bring the blitz against them. Don't know, and this is not jumping ahead too far, but don't know if their starting guy is going to be able to go. So you want to get the backup guy off of his spot and moving. It's harder to throw when you're off your spot. Yeah, it's very much harder to throw.
One other thing, Darold, that I want to mention, though, if you look at Alabama A&M, and I'm going back a little bit to the offense. Now, every team they played, with the exception of Lane, have gained at least 190 yards on the ground.
Yes.
At least. Now, Lane only had 73. Arkansas had 194. And the other two schools they played had 186, 187. So, if our backs perform anything like they did on this past Saturday, we should at least get 200 yards on the ground. That's what I'm thinking.
I would agree, Ralph. I would agree. And our, maybe our offensive line, not saying that they checked out last week, but definitely checking back in this week and doing what they need to do to help us truly move the ball, because you're going to have, like you said, some size up there.
Yeah, you're going to have plenty of size. But sometimes I think, and I mean, those guys are human beings. They go into that with the mindset that they're going to dominate them cats, and then when those guys have a little extra motivation, they then realize they got to work a little bit harder. But when they line up against Alabama A&M and see the size, which size don't really mean that you're that good, it just means that you got size. Yeah. I think they're going to be the ones on the hunt.
Yeah,
I think they're going to win over with the quickness. Yeah, that's just my opinion.
Right. Let's go linebackers, Ralph.
Linebackers, I think I'm going to give them maybe a B- because they still getting sort of confused with the coverage. I think they sometimes get lost in the coverage. So they played well, but they could do a lot better.
Yes, I would agree. I would definitely agree.
Yeah,
and they left a couple of footballs out there too that should have been intercepted. Malik Stennett, he touched the ball a couple of times that, should have been picked off. So, yeah. Let's go defensive backs.
So even though I think we did have 3 interceptions or maybe 4, but we were in position to have 6.
Yes.
Okay. I think they play well man to man. I don't think they as organized when they play that zone.
No, there was and what you're talking about, especially right before half.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was almost like we went into a pre-bid.
Right.
But it was that same old raggedy zone we played last year.
You got DBs as an A.
Well, I'm not giving the DBs an A. I'm giving the DBs a B+.
Gotcha.
And that's for the 3 or 4. Huh?
And that's for the interceptions.
I'm going to have to talk to Miss Lodge because she just grade upstairs this week. I'm not quite sure what she's looking at. But she's just getting everybody A's. I mean, A's just falling out of her classroom.
I want to say this real quick, Raph. Keep it up, fam. We love you for tuning in to the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show, but we have to give everything a rest. We gotta give it a rest. Coach Woody's our head coach. Yeah, right. Coach Woody's our head coach, and we have to. That's what we're rocking with, and let's go win these games Saturday. Right now, Reed's not the head coach anywhere, so we got to go with what we have, and that's who we're going to rock with and win with. So let's go overall defense, Ralph.
C+.
Okay. C+. 10-4.
What? Since Larry's not here, I mean, you can throw yours in as well. Ms. Lodge, go ahead and let me know what you're saying, what you're thinking.
Yes, because they still put 9 points up against us.
They put 9 points up there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's still, and it shouldn't have, if you look on both sides of the ball, that should have been a game that we easily
but
run the table
perfectly
on both sides.
Yeah, I think perfectly honest though, I think good coaching on that other side helped them put them 9 points up there. You got maybe 2 or 3 very good coaches.
Oh, definitely over on that side, and yeah, I would.
I mean, good coaching sometimes make up for the little things that you might be liking. I think you got some pretty good coaches on the other side.
Oh yeah, definitely so, Ralph. So, that's funny, man.
I was just looking at this large grade.
Hey, Dan Ryan, thanks for tuning in with us, man. Glad to have you here with us. So, yeah, definitely glad to have you in here with us. We're gonna, Ralph. We were able to get Jerry on here. Jerry, how's it going this evening?
All is well, because I get to talk about Bethune-Cookman, the greatest football team in the history of HBCU football.
How about that?
Is that too much?
My man.
Is that too much? Is that too much?
No, you good. Good.
Hey, that's the way the rest of the people in the SWAC talk, right? There's never been anybody greater than,
Yeah.
Anyways, I was just trying to be a regular SWAC participant.
And the numbers are down in attendance at Jackson State. So.
Yeah, that's because they have 2 o'clock games and heat advisories. Like, people haven't been playing those forever, but that's okay. We get it.
Right. We've seen to where, some of those numbers were not true.
Yeah, Tuskegee didn't bring their fans, and Hampton didn't bring their fans, but Bethune-Cookman get fussed at because, it's our responsibility. It's a lot of double talk, but it's all good.
Yeah, definitely all good. Jerry, give us, if you could, we're not going to ask you to grade every position, but give us an offensive grade if you have one from this past Saturday's game.
I'm going to say the offensive grade is a B- for this point.
Okay.
Above average, and they went out and accomplished what they intended to do. I don't think the intent was to go out and try to put up 50 or 60 points. I think the intent was to go out, control the line of scrimmage, which they did, 228 yards rushing. The intent was to not put the offense or the team in a bad predicament by throwing the football around and potential for sacks and turnovers with the high blitzing team. That's what they did. And they control the flow and the pace of the game. So in other words, Bethune-Cookman's game plan against Edward Waters was very similar to the University of Miami and FIU's game plan against Bethune-Cookman. You can win the point of attack. You can win the line of scrimmage. You're not trying to go out and get style points to score 70 points. So was that the fullness of the offense? No. Did they accomplish the intent of the game plan? I think yes. So I'm going to say B- because they went and accomplished what they wanted to, and yet they still left some points on the field.
Definitely. I would agree. You agree with that, Ralph?
Absolutely.
I would highly agree. Defensive side.
Defensive side, B+. I want to almost give them. I would almost say A-, but I'll say I'm going to give it B+. I'm going to leave some room for growth. But you took an offense and Edward Waters, they were averaging 42 points a game. You held them to 9 points, under 10 points. You went out again. You controlled the line of scrimmage. The reason I say B+ and not an A- is because we gave up some empty yards at the end, and they wind up with 237 yards, 247 yards, 250. We held them under 300 yards.
Yeah, 247.
Right, 247. And so again, A-, if we would have kept them under 200, I think that's your A. But they put together a little something. They're a proud bunch. There's still some room for growth, but you get four picks, 4 sacks. I'm being a bit nitpicky. I can go with an A-, but we'll stick with a B+. We'll stick with a B+, and say there's still room for growth. But again, you did what you wanted to.
Right, definitely. You're able to do what you wanted to do, and could we have done better? Yes, but you also, like you said, came in with a game plan, and that game plan obviously worked for you to be able to put a W up on the board. So that's what that was about. Ralph, we didn't get a chance to do so. Let's go special teams, Ralph, and then I'll ask Jerry.
I'm going to give the kicking team a A-. We did have a little hiccup there with the kid dropping the snap, and that kind of threw the kicker off. So that's why I'm going to grade them. And basically, even though he's the holder, he's part of the kicking group. So
right, got to factor that in. Jerry?
Special teams, we'll give them a B, solid B. Again, we did everything we wanted to. They have a good return man over there on the other side, one of the best in Division II football. Never a threat to do anything against us. He got a lot of chances to return the ball, but we held him pretty well. I don't know if we did anything necessarily spectacular in our return game, but and then we had the hiccup. So B, we went out, it was above average. We accomplished what we wanted to do. Nothing, we didn't have 2 punt returns. We didn't have a punt block. So, that takes us out of the A. We had a little snafu on the field goal attempt, but overall, solid day, good day's work. Let's get ready for Alabama A&M.
There you go.
I will say this about the overall team.
Yes.
It is good. It is, I don't know if it's a relief. I'm going to call it a relief, but it's good that Bethune-Cookman is going out now. And again, other people were picking Edward Waters to upset Bethune-Cookman. And Bethune-Cookman, we're at the point now where we can go out and say, you know what, we just bigger, stronger, and faster than you. We're better than you guys are. So we can go out, we can be a bit vanilla and still go out and assert our will on you. So it's good to know that we have matured to this point as a program. We certainly wasn't there this time last year.
No.
And we know the results.
Definitely. I would definitely agree. Yeah. Ralph, you got an overall team grade?
I'm going to give them a B+.
Okay. B+.
Right. B+, B-, somewhere around here.
Copy that. A trio of Wildcats garnered SWAC weekly honors after their showing on Saturday. Malik Huggins takes home the Offensive Player of the Week for the SWAC. Kamani Robinson, our freshman running back, takes home newcomer of the week. Huge accomplishment for him. The young man's just a freshman, but even his mannerisms and how he carries himself, even, speaking on social media, you'd almost think that he's a veteran player, senior player. But shout out to him. And then Max Tulin, our punter, rounded out the week as specialist of the week. So,
can I say something about Kamani?
Yes, sir.
The young man come from championship programs.
Yes, sir. Great pedigree.
Sanford Seminole pedigree. He played also for Mainland and won a state championship at Mainland. Pedigree. Malik Huggins, who offensive player of the week, played at another very good program over there in the Palmetto area. So
yes,
again, but shout out to Kamani, the true freshman. But again, that guy, he's too young to know any different. He comes from pedigree programs, plural. And so he expects to win, and he showed up and he's out there, and he's too young to know that he's not supposed to be performing like that. So the guy's he's just balling.
He's definitely balling. Shout out to those guys, Huggins, Robinson, and Tulin, for garnering those SWAC weekly honors. Our team stats for this past Saturday's game: total yards, Edward Waters 247, our Wildcats 437. Passing yards, Edward Waters 173, Bethune-Cookman 209. Rushing yards, Edward Waters 74, Bethune-Cookman 228 yards on the ground. Penalty yards, Edward Waters 13 for 94, Bethune-Cookman 11 for 89. First downs, Edward Waters 20, Bethune-Cookman 15. Third down conversions, Edward Waters 4 for 15, Bethune-Cookman 6 for 13. Fourth down conversions, Edward Waters 1 for 1, Bethune-Cookman 0 for 1. Total time of possession, Edward Waters 30 minutes, 49 seconds, and our Wildcats 29 minutes, 11 seconds. And that's right, Miss Lodge. Robinson said he didn't come to sit on the bench, and he definitely will not be over there. We're going to need him a lot this year. So, guys, any other recap of this past Saturday's game that you saw that just really stood out for you that we haven't covered?
For me, it was the fans.
Yes.
I think they some of them got there late, but it just is good to see our alumni and fans coming to see our guys perform, and I was happy about that. I thought we had a pretty decent crowd.
It was just, as we said earlier, it was wonderful to see those cars. We're deep all into halftime, going into the third quarter. And the home side must have been full, because all we saw was a line back to the home side of cars going to the visitor side. So, especially for first game, we know that we had, some guests right down the road in town, but it was a great atmosphere from start to finish. Even after the game, it was just great. So,
let me ask you guys this. So Dr. Faison, the president of Edward Waters, he actually jumped on our Twitter show. We do have a Twitter show, guys, on Sunday nights. If you want to, and that's all fan talk. So if you want to, Ms. Lodge want to come over there and pop her stuff, she can. But Dr. Faison, the president of Edward Waters, jumped on and made it very clear. He said, if you have any access to Bethune-Cookman's administration, let them know that we want to play this game every year. This is the college, and so of the university. So personally, I would love to see Bethune-Cookman play Edward Waters and or Florida Memorial every year.
Every year, right.
My question is, do you guys like this game? Is this a game that you would like to see on a recurring basis?
I'm not sure I would want to see them every year. Maybe every other year. Like Miami play us, they play us every other year. I don't know whether I would want to see that every year.
What if it were on a rotating basis? Ralph, like Jerry said, 1 year maybe Edward Waters, 1 year Florida Memorial.
But it's Florida Memorial a Division II school, or they NAIA?
No, they're Division II now.
Oh, are they?
They are.
What conference are they in?
I believe they're in the SIAC as well.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, both of them really upgraded their programs and facilities, recently. And again, I like the idea if we're going to play UCF and Miami and rotate those games and play up a division inside the state, I would like us to, do the same thing for the guys that's Division II guys and give those guys an opportunity to get some shine. And again, I went to
make
go
a
ahead.
little
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
Make a little money for them.
Yeah.
So so basically, you're saying what I just said. We want to rotate them, not the same team every year. Yeah.
Right. Which is why I said Florida Memorial every one. You bounce them back and forth. So
I think that's a good idea.
We have all the answers over here.
Hey, that's why we're doing the show. We got all.
I'm just joking,
We think.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
I want to give a huge shout out to Stephen Holmes Jr. Steve, congratulations on your new opportunity at Bethune-Cookman, helping with marketing and social media content and things of that nature. And you're one of us, so we're so glad to see you in your position, and look for great things from you, man. Keep it going. Definitely keep it going. You definitely inspire us also. So,
absolutely,
guys, that'll take us right into our Alabama A&M scouting report. They come into this contest on this Saturday, 3-1 overall. They score about 30 points per game. Their opponents have scored 27.75. Total points on this year, they've scored 120. Their opponents 111. As far as rushing yards, they come into this contest averaging 130 yards per game. They have 520 yards on the season. Their opponents 641. Passing attempts, they average about 246 yards per game. Passing, their opponents 189. Total on the season, they have 986 passing yards, and their opponents 756. For total offense, they have ran 257 plays for 1,506 yards. Their opponents 265 plays for 1,397 yards. They have 15 touchdowns on the season. As far as penalties, they average about 78 yards per game. Their opponents 41.25. Total on the season, they have 33 penalties for 312 yards, and their opponents 21 penalties for 165 yards. They average about 26 minutes per game of holding the ball, and their opponents 33.06. So, pretty balanced team. They're 16 of 51 on third down conversions. Their opponents 22 of 53. Fourth down conversions, they've had 3 for 4 this year. Their opponents 1 for 5. Ralph, I know you were trying to get some information on those guys, and it's kind of hard to come by. What have you seen from Alabama A&M for their scouting report?
They are aggressive on defense, but I think Bethune can run against them. I'm pretty sure we could run against them. And
like you said, size doesn't always matter, right?
No.
Yeah.
And they don't defend the middle of the field that well.
Definitely.
And what I mean the middle of the field, I'm talking about the crossing routes. They don't defend those very well. So that should be open for us.
Definitely should be open. Jerry?
Yeah, I think Alabama State still has a lot to prove on defense. Their defense is not their strong suit. It's a work in progress. You would think with Sam Shade coming over there that the defense would, be where they want it. It's not. So I think actually Alabama A&M and Bethune-Cookman, I think there's some similarities in the teams right now, in which they're both paced by their offense.
Mm-hmm.
Very good quarterback play from both schools. They can hurt you in the pass game. Both teams have 3 guys they want to run at you from the running back position. So I think both teams will move the ball. Defensively, both teams are still trying to come into their own. Very good week for Bethune last week, but a good week for Alabama A&M. But both played against Division II schools.
Correct.
So I think this week is going to be, which defense make the most plays, and I think it's going to take at least 34 points to win this game. At least
34 to win it. Okay. And
first team to 34 wins.
That is doable, as we have seen.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I watched their game against Tennessee State. I didn't watch all of it. I watched most of it. Again, they leave a lot to be desired on defense. They moved the ball on them pretty well. 3 field goals, I believe they wind up, kept them out from scoring touchdowns. But, Tennessee State it's a program in transition. They beat up on an Alcorn team who's not very good, but I think that was a 10-point game. So, again, I have no questions about their offense. I do have question marks about their defense. And so I like to see our offense go out and finish drives and put some points on the board to make those guys have to play from behind.
Right. I would definitely agree with that, Jerry.
Should be a very interesting contest, though.
Yeah, absolutely. I think at this point, if you ask me, if you had to rank teams in the SWAC by tiers, I think Alabama State and Jackson State are in that tier 1. I think they're clearly the 2 best teams to this point. But there's some, and then there's that next group. If I had to say who's the 3rd best team, or just because of record and who they've won, I would put Prairie View and Alabama and them in that group. But I don't think that the distance between 3 and 8 or 9 is that wide. I think Bethune has an opportunity to go out and prove that we're better than these guys. And I think this is going to be the best game of the weekend. Let me put it that way. And
I agree.
Yeah, but I think that there's some things for us to prove, and there's some respect for us to earn that's right there for us in this game.
Definitely so.
I totally agree with you. It's going to be extremely interesting.
Yep. And the thing is,
go ahead, Jerry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Daryl. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Jerry.
I mean, look, you look at the way, as coaches, they can't get caught up in the rat poison of looking ahead. But we have on our analytical hats right now. We're fans and analysts right now. We can look ahead. And if you look at how this schedule is set up, this is an extremely critical game for Bethune.
Very critical.
Right now, our record sit at 1-3, and we're, first SWAC contest. If we go out and lose this game, then now you're looking at 1-4 and traveling to Montgomery to play them for their homecoming with your tail tucked a little bit. Things can get a little patchy for us. But this is a game that's winnable. And if you wind up going out and winning this game, you 1-0 in the SWAC, regardless of what happened in Montgomery, which, again, you'll have a chance to compete. But after that, you got Southern, you got Pine Bluff, you got Valley, you got Grambling. Man, there's an opportunity here over the next 6 contests for Bethune. I mean, we could be 6-0, 5-1. Like, there's an opportunity to do something special here. And so, but it starts on Saturday. If we go out and figure out a way to win this game and get a little confidence, then I think we start, making the rest of the league have to pay attention to us in a good way.
In a very good way. In a very good way. And we look at and, we say, hey, we played a Division II team on last weekend, but what you've done over the last 2 weeks, and yes, including South Carolina State, you showed that you can play with like team. And would I compare South Carolina State to Alabama A&M? No, I definitely would not. But size wise, there's a lot of similarities, and you can capitalize on that by having a great game plan coming in there, as Ralph said, running the ball and then throwing the ball around. Our offensive line maintaining and doing the blocking that we know they can do. So, yeah.
Yeah. Let's go back for a second. When you said that South Carolina State and Alabama A&M wasn't the same team, in what way did you mean that?
Well, as a team, as a overall team, they are not the same team. Yeah, there's a championship mentality with South Carolina State, and they are definitely right now the upper echelon of black college football. Just to be frank about it, they're not the same. So, in overall team play, they're not the same.
Because see, actually, I kind of thought we should have won that game too.
We should have.
I mean, you let a team like that get ahead of you 21 points. Usually, you don't win those games. But I actually thought we had a better team than them. That's just my opinion.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But I was comparing if South Carolina State and Alabama A&M lined up against each other, we would be the South Carolina States, and they would still be Alabama A&M, and you run.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant. Okay, I thought you meant the other way around.
No. Yeah, we definitely need a strong start and definitely a being able to finish and playing 4 quarters of dominant football.
I'll tell you what my concern is, because
sir.
With Alabama and them, if we want to go the opposite route, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have no concern about, to compare the South Carolina State game, I have no concern about our offense moving the ball on Alabama and them. I think we'll be fine there. We're going to score some points. Alabama A&M, they run a very nice offense.
Yes.
It's an offense that it puts your defense under stress. It makes you play. You have to have a lot of eye discipline. They use the entire field. They throw the ball around. And so here's what we're going to figure out. We're going to figure out what adjustments our defensive coaches have made from that South Carolina State game, talking about teams against our competition, from the South Carolina State game against Alabama A&M, because the complexities of the offenses are similar when you compare Sam Shade's offense to Channis Berry offense. And so now we heard that we miss assignments in the South Carolina State game. I saw some schematic things and assignments missed. So now we're going to have our guys on the field, the Jimmies and the Joes that's out there playing, have they made the adjustments necessary to get into the right calls and make sure that they're not blowing assignments? That's one. But number two, has our coaching staff made the adjustments to make sure that those teaching points are taking place and that the schematic adjustments are necessary? Because again, this Alabama A&M team, they're not quite as complex as South Carolina State on offense, but it's there. They give you some things to worry about. And so we're going to see if the information that need to be transferred from defensive coaching staff to players, if that's happened and if that can be executed on the field. So it's going to be very interesting to see that.
Techniques and fundamentals. And I highly agree with you, Jerry.
Those are very good talking points. Techniques, fundamental to detail, and all. I get that. All of that's true. At some point, you got to go out and execute it. And so I like what we did last week against Edward Waters. And while Edward Waters was overmatched, again, that might be the best Division II HBCU team out there. So, I'm not dismissing what we did against them, and I'm hoping that we got those things fixed. But I think we're going to get pressed and tested to see if those things materialize this week.
I would agree.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask each one of you guys. It's now time for the Alpha One staff and BCU versus Alabama A&M game plan. Ralph, I need your game plan. I know you've given us some of that, but let's put it all together and make this bouquet. What's your game plan?
Well, for me, though, I think us running the ball is extremely important. I think we got to run the ball. And secondly, as I said earlier, I thought that we on defense were better man-to-man than when we played the zone. I think the guys are more aggressive and they go after the ball. And basically, we got to make sure that we contain that quarterback. Because if you give him room, he's going to run. So what I want to do is establish the run, use the pass to keep us honest, and play good man-to-man defense. That's the way I see it.
10-4. How about you, Jerry?
Yeah, I think Ralph makes a good point, and I think he, kind of Ralph's point connect to the point that I was just making ahead of time. When you play a little bit, they played with one safety a lot more last week. We didn't see any of that against South Carolina State, or very little of that. And so we saw a bit more press coverage and that sort of thing. Well, some of what that do is it simplifies it. You have less opportunity to blow calls. You know what's going in. And I was very, very, very impressed with the way our secondary performed in coverage, because it was evident early that Edward Waters could not run past our DBs. So This week, I would love to see our defense continue to mix things up. I don't want us to sit in that shell coverage against these guys. I think if we sit back and do what we've had the tendency to do, we'll keep everything pretty basic, show them our coverage and our fronts, and stay basic in those things. I think they are good enough offensively to give us problems. I think we have to mix it up. We have to change our fronts and do some things from an alignment standpoint to make them have to think. And then, again, I'm not saying that we blitz every play, but we do need to we need to pressure them, and make them think about some things with some of our, get a little bit more exotic in our looks. That's the coach's term. On offense, again, I don't think we'll have a problem running the ball or passing against them. I think the key for us is we cannot shoot ourselves in the foot by having costly penalties in key situations that negate big plays. And when we have an opportunity to get 7 points on the board, we got to get 7 and not settle for field goals. So, again, from a schematic standpoint, how do we attack them? I think we can do what we want against them offensively. We just got to finish the drives and get touchdowns. Defensively, again, we just got to give them a little bit more to think about. I don't want us to get back into the, we're gonna be in this soft cover 4 and bend but don't break and hope they make a mistake. I don't know if we're good enough to just go out there and dominate them playing that way. I think we got to be a bit more aggressive, as Ralph said.
Yeah, we have to play, as I said earlier, and you guys have said, we got to play a full game of football and maximize every opportunity we have on both sides of the ball to be able to come out on top against these guys. So.
Yeah. Now, I will say that it's time for that. Let's be honest. We've not had a full game of football since Raymond Woody's been the head coach. That's not a criticism. That's true. And so we've had great quarters. We've had great halves, but we've not put together 60 minutes. So Saturday will be an amazing time to put it all together. And I will say this. Coach Woody he has a calm and a confidence about himself right now that is becoming infectious. I'm not going to lie, Saturday, after talking to him on Saturday, it started to jump on me. And I'm like, okay, I get it. These guys actually, they're not hoping anymore. They're pretty confident in what they're doing. And so, you know, I'm optimistic about this game. And I think that we may see the most complete game from Bethune-Cookman and that we've seen. I think he's going to have these guys dialed in and ready to go. I believe that. I
would agree with you, Jerry.
I've been hanging around Darold, eating too much of his fish. I'm Ralph. Ralph, I don't know what he put in that Kool-Aid, man, but he put a couple drops of something in there.
Look, you talk about his fish, and me personally, I think he cooks too damn slow for me. I mean, by the time he cooks the fish, you already lost your appetite. He got to stop and talk to everybody.
Well, Ralph, no, you know where I am. I'm back on the fryer. Hey, it can only fry so fast, Ralph. And by the time the fish is ready, you got to have another thing drop, another batch of it drop because that pan.
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. You do a good job. I'm just saying you can speed it up a little bit.
Hey, thanks for the help. Yeah. Them guys sit down by the lake and feeding the alligator back there. I'm dripping sweat.
Yeah, but we're strategizing.
I hear you, my man. I hear you. Well, guys, fans, what's your game plan for Saturday? We got online. Malik Huggins is the truth. Defense must come to play as well as the offensive line. They use the tight ends as safety as well. Quarterbacks focus. Got a question. Will the game be televised? I think that's is it ESPN Plus?
It usually on ESPN Plus, right?
Yeah.
I believe so. This game is it's televised.
Gotcha.
Then it would definitely probably be on Plus then, right?
I'm trying to remember if this game is on. Last week was HBO Go. I don't have my laptop in front of me.
Let's look it up. Let's see here.
Is this our SWAC TV game? Is who?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, Daryl got it. He has his computer. I'm fighting with one hand right now.
SWAC TV.
SWAC TV. Okay, it is
SWAC TV. So.
And how does she get to SWAC TV?
Download the app. It's available. So, and SWAC TV it's available. I don't think there's a charge to it. So.
No, there's not a charge to it. But I know Ralph would love to see you at the stadium on Saturday. Jerry too. Fortunately, I will not be there on this Saturday, but you guys hold.
But who's gonna drop the fish slowly if you're not there, Daryl?
That's the point.
If Ralph thought he waited a long time last week, what's gonna happen this week? You're gonna be waiting for 2 weeks.
Tell you that.
Hey, you got Jerry and Larry. That should be a comment.
I don't think there's going to be any fish over in spot 5.
And then any fish are going to come right out of that lake in front of the stadium.
That's it.
So,
that's right.
To fight the alligator for it.
Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
But, really, I would love to see a bigger crowd than what we had this past weekend, which I thought this weekend crowd was decent. I just like to see another 4,000 people in there. And just really support the team. And look, everything is coming together now. We got a great president. Our football team seem to have a lot of confidence. We just got to support them.
Yep. And don't forget, Alabama A&M, they're bringing their marching band, the March in Maroon and White. Yes, they are coming to Daytona. And so, I actually like Alabama A&M, but I like their band. Okay?
But the significance of that's the first SWAC band to ever come to Daytona since we joined the SWAC. That's going to be the first.
Yeah. It is.
Alabama State didn't come when Terry Sims was in here?
Nope.
On that night, they weren't? Okay.
They're always complaining that Bethune doesn't travel, but they don't come to us either. So I never understood that argument.
Well, when you go,
I think a lot. Yeah. Remember, but the Pride was supposed to go up to Huntsville last year. but the hurricane ruined that.
Hurricane.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so this is a return visit, but it's obviously there's a relationship there that probably doesn't exist with some of the other band directors.
It's quite hard to travel 7 to 10 buses. It gets quite pricey, so they just have to understand that. So
yeah, they'll be all right. But again, they can come to Daytona, so nothing stopped the bus from traveling. You can head east on I-10. There's a whole lot more to do here than it is in Itta Bena and
yes, sir. In Alabama A&M is showing.
They don't have a beach in Elkhorn, so there you go.
Hey, Ralph, there is a question over there, and I won't tell you who asked the question. I know you see it yourself, but you want to answer, Miss Lodge? Nah, he will be eating. Black Tony will be eating. He won't be cooking.
Who is Black Tony? I forgot. Who is Black Tony, Jerry?
If you were up in the stands in Section B on Saturday, kind of almost bald-headed guy with glasses on, and he was sitting next to you at the game. He made a cameo appearance.
Duval.
Yeah,
Duval.
That guy.
Yeah.
He said he'll be there early
Good deal.
to partake, but yeah. Soon we'll have our live call-in segment. We want to hear from you fans. We want to hear your game plan. We want to hear your strategy for the win on Saturday for our Wildcats. Guys, how many fans you think will be there Saturday?
I'm saying at least 10,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm getting out there. I'm getting out there.
What was it, 79, I think?
79.
7,900, 7,927.
That's why we got to keep reminding people the game starts at 3 and not 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a change for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully, they can figure out a way to, open up 2 lanes. You kind of have a, 1 lane in and 1 lane out on both the home side and visitor side. So hopefully, maybe if they can open up both lanes on the home side, and if somebody has to leave in an emergency situation, they can route them to the visitor side. That at least can speed up half the time. I hate the fact that people drive out there and then you miss half the game. I get it. I mean, that's out of Bethune-Cookman's control to a large degree. It's a limitation with the city. You're trying to scan and the ladies there telling people the scanner's not working because the Wi-Fi is not good. And, people are, there's a lot of logistical things that, again, some of them are out of Bethune-Cookman's control, but hopefully what's controllable, we make that a little bit more efficient process. I just don't want people to show up and have, I paid X amount of money and got in half the game. I'm not doing that again. We don't want that.
Right.
No,
right.
Not at all.
But I think the last year for homecoming, I think the school had an excellent idea.
Absolutely.
Where they were busing people to the game. I thought that was a good idea.
Absolutely.
Excellent idea. And maybe, I don't know how much that cost or how much it costs to put it together. Maybe they ought to just do that for regular games. Because that's the question Larry and I was asking. Why is it they only let 1 lane in when they could actually let 2 lanes in at a time, which would speed it up.
Maybe the size of the crowd shocked them. Maybe they weren't expecting, but normally we usually get a pretty good crowd at the first game anyway. And then you're playing Edward Waters again. It's a recognizable name in the state of Florida.
Right.
They brought people down. And so, again, I just hope we have a good sizable crowd. If it at least matches last week, I would be more than impressed. I'll tell you this. I think if we wind up winning this game, I think the crowd sizes will continue to go up.
Yes, I think you're right. I mean, again, we've been on a losing streak for 5 years.
Yep.
5
We
years.
changing that this week.
Yes,
I'm talking about I ain't suiting up. I ain't tackling nobody. I might squirt somebody with some Gatorade when they come to the sideline. Yeah, as long as it don't get on my camera, we are. So.
Yeah, we get,
Yeah, go ahead, Ralph.
If we can get the same crowd, I think we'll be in good shape. I'd like to have a couple thousand more, but.
Yeah, that'd be great. Now, I'll tell you this, like you talked about guys who played well. I know, if you actually pay attention to a couple of things, if you're only looking at the box score, it doesn't pop out. But man, AJ Hall, 44, defensive lineman.
He played well.
Yes.
He was kicking people butt in the center. They couldn't block him. I love that. And we're going to need that type of disruption. When you talk about you got a mobile quarterback and you got these complex offenses, if you can get pressure, specifically if you can get pressure in a quarterback's face and move him off his spot, that narrows the field. And the quarterback it limits his options. So, man, if AJ can have a good game, I think Jeremy Graves wound up having a good game. And so, you don't necessarily see where they had 5 sacks, but there was constant pressure. And that because if you think about Edward Waters' quarterback, he was running for his life the whole game.
He was. He definitely was. He definitely was. The question was mentioned, I thought getting there at 2:00 was good, but it took about 40 minutes to get in the stadium from a quarter mile from the entrance. I would probably encourage fans, if you could, to be there about 12:45. Our team usually arrives 2 hours to 2 hours, 15 minutes before kickoff. Be there to enjoy in the Legacy Walk. They love to see the fans, the fanfare that's out in the parking lot. And, there are places to hang out and tailgate prior to the gates opening. And, you never know who you're going to run into out in the parking lot. You never know who you're going to run into out in the parking lot. I got to meet Jerry Bell just standing out in the parking lot, man.
Oh, man, the senior or junior? Because junior is not that impressive.
Junior is very impressive, man. Hey, Jerry, so tell us a little bit about our social media doesn't just stop with the AV and the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. Tell us about your spaces on Sunday night, if you will.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about spaces, but remember, a lot of this started with us doing a blog. I think I kind of like the guy who writes over there at hailwildcats.com. You guys should read those articles. They're pretty good, and they're not just stats. They kind of give from a fan's perspective, but that's a shameless plug. The hailwildcats.com. You should log in and watch the articles, sign in to get emails. But on Sunday night, again, we kind of take this show, the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show, formerly known as the X's and O's Coaches Show, but we approach it from more of a coach's standpoint, more of a statistical standpoint, kind of give you that side of the game, and then we open up for questions and answers at the end. Well, the show over on Twitter, on Spaces, Twitter Spaces, that is all fan interaction. You got something to say, good, bad, indifferent. We just open up the mics at 8:00 on Sunday nights over on X Spaces, Twitter Spaces. And all you need is an account. And some people just log on anonymously. Other people are there. And you just get a chance to sit around and talk about the game with fans. And that's what we do for an hour, sometimes 2 hours, and let everybody speak their piece. So it's all fan engagement. There are people who jump on. We have coaches from opposing teams who jump on. I told you the president from the university jumped on last week. We have baseball coach. Well, this past week we had Coach Hernandez to jump on with us, and so yeah, it's just a fun time, and people want to be a part of it. So we want you to join us over there, and you get to talk, ask questions, fuss people out. We pick on each other. It's all of it. so.
Jared, that's on Sunday night or Monday night?
Sunday nights at 8:00.
All right.
Sunday nights. Yes, Sunday nights, 8:00. Jerry, Miss Emma said great articles. It's Jerry, tell them about some of the people. I know you mentioned the president of Edward Waters being on and various people, a baseball coach. There are some other podcast hosts and things of that nature that jump on that some SWAC fans may be familiar with. Yeah. You want to talk about that?
Well, I'll tell you this. Yeah, absolutely. Again, this show, what I love about this show that we're doing right now is we are primarily speaking directly to Bethune-Cookman fans and engaging with Bethune-Cookman fans. And I love that. This is our place. This is our thing. And there are other people who listen in, a lot of other people. Over on the Twitter side, the Spaces side, I call it Twitter, I'm sorry, but the X side, the Spaces, we're getting Bethune-Cookman fans, but you get a whole lot more HBCU people as a whole. It's more of a, there's a lot of SWAC people there. A lot of podcasters come in. Off Script is one of the guys who's on there with regularity. I know people have a love-hate relationship with him, but we get podcasters. We get quite a few FAMU people who are on there. We get people from all of the SWAC universities, and again, just in the HBCU spaces. So people who they get to hear about this and they chime in, and we get to tell them that Bethune-Cookman, what you guys have experienced in the SWAC over the last several years, is not the history of this program. And so we get to proudly represent Bethune-Cookman in, outside of BCU spaces, if you will. But in, so across where you get fans that may not be as familiar with our history, and we get to remind them of it and talk about it and talk about the game. But we also get to hear about their teams in a way that maybe we don't have as much depth. So it's just a cool spot, I think.
Oh, it's a very cool spot. Great thing to listen to, and it's raw perspective, as you said, from fans about their teams. Yes, they're going to brag on there somewhat, but it's also going to be a true account of their teams and perspective, and it just helps to do a recap from the day before's football game. Instead of waiting until Thursday, to get the recap from us. So tune in to Spaces. That's 8 p.m. on Sunday night on X. So, and then, let's leave it out. We'll leave from Sunday, and then we'll go to Tuesday to the Ave, and then with Steven, and then we'll leave from there and go to the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show.
I like to just say this: when it was announced that Steve was taking the job at Bethune, I kind of got sad because I really liked his show. I think his show is a very informative show, and I mean it just gives you a lot of information as it relates to Bethune-Cookman University.
That won't be changing. I understand that show will still be airing.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Steve's our guy.
Yeah, he has added responsibilities.
Well, he's young; he can handle it.
Yeah, definitely.
And again, I know he'll present this, but really, Steve's always been, we want the university to market and brand itself well, because again, I think if there's these are Steve words that we've talked about, so I don't. He'll articulate this more clearly and and more beautifully than me, but Bethune-Cookman, there's a lot to be proud about Bethune-Cookman. Unfortunately, we hear about a lot of the negative, and we don't celebrate our wins as much as we should. We don't tell our story necessarily as well as we could. And so I think with the administration change, I think with engaging people like Steve, part of the reason why we do what we do right now is because we got tired of there being empty space to talk about Bethune-Cookman sports. So it wasn't like we thought we were smarter than anybody else. We were just like, there's a void. And our fans deserve to have an opportunity to talk about our teams that we love, and our players and coaches deserve to be celebrated. And so, I think Steve's just does that in spaces that includes athletics, but it expands beyond that, and want to see that on a wider scale for the university. So I'm happy for Steve, but I'm also happy for our university to engage with people like Steve.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. And couldn't Chuck Hunt said, I love to have BCU. Man, we're gonna get Chuck to move from Louisiana one of these days. He's gonna be a true Wildcat. Or actually, Chuck, you don't have to move. You can just become a Wildcat, and you can hold it down for us out of Louisiana. So we'd love to have you there. So guys,
hey y'all, I made a bunch of SWAC people mad earlier today.
How did you do that,
Jerry? Talking about bands. Oh, you know what I said?
It don't take much.
You know what I said? to your point, you know what I said? Somebody was criticizing HBCU bands. The lady say that she's studying to be a director, and what she hears from a lot of HBCU bands, they just play loud, but there's no, she started talking about musical, intonation and articulation, all these, things. So it just doesn't happen. And then she gave FAMU props, which means that which she should have. But, again, Bethune-Cookman, I'm like, so I said, I think there's a lot of validity to what she's saying. Not all HBCU bands, that's why I prefer the MEAC style bands, because they actually display musicality. I prefer that. Oh man, I'm the worst human being ever because SWAC bands this and SWAC bands that, and y'all don't do this and y'all do that. And I'm like, well, I like what I like and you like what you like. God bless you. I don't want to talk to you. And don't want to argue with you or your mama. Goodbye. Eat your nasty catfish. Yeah, drive down your country dirt roads. I don't want none of that backwoods stuff. But I didn't say all of that. But
I hope you did, because we got to go there.
Yeah, yes, like get me out of this Chitlin Circuit Conference. That's what I really want to say. Yeah,
get us off. But they had that same conversation on last week, and one of the things that I mentioned on the comments, and the lady actually agreed with me. I said, on the East Coast, we just like to hear good music. We don't. It doesn't have to be loud. We just like to hear good music. And if you look at the A&Ms, the Bethunes, the North Carolina A&T, they play good music. And Norfolk State, they play good music. They might not be blowing your eardrum out, but you understand it and you appreciate the music. That's what it's all about for me.
That's what it's about.
Musical composition.
That's what it is about.
Because one of the big things is white people argue about is Bethune play the same songs in the stands. Well, yeah, they play them very well too. You understand them and you enjoy them. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're just not blowing your eardrum out.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
thank you, Chuck. Chuck says, I love all you all down there in Daytona Beach, Florida. You all are not arrogant.
No.
Chuck's a swag guy.
Chuck.
Yeah.
We appreciate it, Chuck. Listen, we love you too, man.
We criticize we sit over there. Look, for what it's worth, my brother was sitting next to me. Daryl was sitting right next to me. I called out every song Bethune band was about to play before they played it, and I was right on every one of them except one. Just so we can use a little bit of diversity in our catalog in our book, but I if it's one or the other, I'm not trading our band for anybody.
No.
And so does that mean that we can't do some other things and expand and grow and do all of that? Well, our primary arranger is retiring this year. Shout out to Mr. P. Portier. But so it's going to look different next year, one way or the other, whether we like it or not, anyway. So
definitely so. Guys, we'll hear a word from our sponsor, Alpha One Staffing, and when we come back, we want the fans to say it with their chests. We'll have our live call-in segment. So, a word from our sponsor.
As we begin to reconsider how and where we want to work, Alpha One Staffing is here to help companies bridge the talent gap.
I really struggled to find a second career on my own after my retirement.
It's been hard for us to find the right candidates who will push our team and business to the next level.
Then I heard about Alpha One Staffing.
Then I heard about Alpha One Staffing.
Then I heard about Alpha One Staffing.
Alpha One Staffing partnered with our HR team to help us understand exactly how to navigate this new digital world, even recommending strategies for recruitment and employee development.
I needed a job that would support my needs and lifestyle while also challenging me. Alpha One Staffing was completely transparent and knowledgeable about the process and provided me with the tools to feel more confident and prepared. I couldn't wait to start my new career.
We partner with our clients and assess their needs. We are the matchmakers, and our goal is to provide each client with the candidates that make a difference within their organization.
Alpha One Staffing understood that we needed a candidate with digital marketing experience in our industry. someone with an innovative mindset who can help expand our social media presence. Now, we couldn't be happier with our presence online and the impact that we are making globally.
Alpha One Staffing presented us with incredible, highly qualified, and dedicated candidates. We will definitely be using Alpha One Staffing for our next hire.
I was hired permanently after 6 months. This wouldn't have happened without Alpha One Staffing helping me get my foot in the door. If you're looking for work, I highly recommend Alpha One Staffing.
If you're a job seeker or an employer, go to alpha1staffing.com and send us your resume or tell us about your hiring needs today.
There's a need for qualified, diverse candidates now more than ever. The hiring market is competitive, and you're probably wondering how to tap into diverse talent pools. The team at Alpha One Staffing can connect you. Diverse teams perform better, and Alpha One Staffing has perfected the art of finding, recruiting, and assessing the talent needed to drive your business forward. With more than 20 years of experience in corporate services, healthcare, and special project management, Alpha One is your expert recruiting partner. Call now or visit us on the web today.
We're back here on the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. It is now time for Say It With Your Chest, our live call-in segment, and we want to hear from our fans. So, don't all call at the same time. But we love to hear from you. That number to dial into us is 386-287-1226. 386-287-1226. That is the number to dial into us and speak to the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Gang. We want to hear from you. Let's discuss game plan. Let's discuss everything Bethune-Cookman football. Get it off your chest. Let's kick it off early this week. Caller, you're on the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. Welcome. Welcome to the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show.
Yes. Hello. Good evening to you all. This is Chuck Hunt calling from Monroe, Louisiana. I'm making sure it's safe to come on here. You know, like I said, I know I'm a non-Wildcat. You know, some of these schools they have what they call the gatekeepers, and I don't want to feel the wrath of the gatekeepers.
Hey, man, you're good. Your family, we got protection for you. You got your own Secret Service here with us as Wildcats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I had to throw in something like, hey, you know what? And I watched the game when your game against Edward Waters. I watched it this past Saturday, and I looked at you all have promise on that team. I was just looking at the running game and the quarterback play. And you know what? I was thinking about last Thursday when the Dolphins and Bills playing. The Dolphins are in trouble right now. I told someone on a sports talk radio show. I said, you know what? I said I know the Dolphin scouts are going to attend the University of Miami, University of Florida football game there in Miami, which took place, which Miami pulled away. But I told them they should send some scouts to Daytona Beach. I said you never know, there's some hidden gems there, and that's a shame. I said this is Miami Dolphins great Larry Little's alma mater.
Definitely so.
Cookman.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I say you have. I told them, say if they want to get rid of Tour, they need to take a look at Cam Ransom. You never know. They don't have any room to be choosy.
No,
none
at all.
People. Yeah, and you know what? I was thinking about you talking about the bands. Bands. My father played in the band at Grambling back in the '60s, and one thing he talks about. They said one thing to do. They believe in sound quality. You know, the band known for blasting, and I don't want to get offended if they hear it, but was known for blasting Southern University Human Jukebox. Man, that's what they talk about. I think they will live off that Human Jukebox name of just playing loud and overplay the other bands and all, and that's Graham. That's not part of Graham's nature. And
right.
I look at Bethune-Cookman and I love North Carolina A&T and Norfolk State. Those are some great bands. I had seen what had happened there with the Jackson State situation, and Boy, and talking about the band, the national band of the year, they pulled out and with the band director's message and Dr. Roderick Little, his message, and I said, boy, this is getting kind of strange here.
Mm-hmm.
But I started looking at all that, and my landing gear is going to be on. Did you all hear about what happened in the Aggie Eagle Classic with Sean Gibbs kicked the guy off the team, squirted Trey Oliver with water?
Is that what happened? I was wondering,
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, he scored. But what happened? Sean Gibbs and Trey Oliver were teammates at North Carolina State. They played under Larry Little, your Bethune-Cookman great and former coach at Bethune-Cookman, and he actually left there. He coached at North Carolina State. He coached those guys and coached Dawson Odoms, and they were all teammates. And but what happened? He kicked him off. Gibbs kicked him off the team. That guy off the team at North Carolina A&T, but. You have to look at what these guys have done. Gibbs is the same guy that when he got into it with the Hampton coach, Trent Boykins. Him shaking hands. In that video, he was up there using profanity and all these other things. And Trey Oliver is known for saying things as well. And sometimes you ought to kind of watch how those coaches have to watch how they act as well. And these players are feeding off. You don't have these kind of players anymore. You see, you all would not at Bethune-Cookman. You would not have done that.
No.
Those of generation would not have done that to people like Jake Gaither and others, and Graham and Eddie Robinson and many others, and no one done that to Cy McLaren or like I said, Larry Little or Alvin Wyatt. He wouldn't be up there being disrespectful to pouring water. But what happened? But the coaches have to watch what they do.
Yes, definitely. And I know the head coach we have now, he wouldn't. He wouldn't definitely stand for that, and you can't have players like that. Yeah. That's there's no room in the game for that, none at all.
Yeah, and I look at those guys like Trey Oliver. I'm a year older than Trey Oliver. I'll be 50 this year, and see Sean Gibbs is 51, and see Dawson Odoms is 51, and I'll be 50 this year. We all along there together in age. And what happened? These guys going viral with them. They said, "Hey guys, it's time to grow up."
Yeah, definitely. They got to grow up. Definitely got to grow up, Chuck.
Yes, I'm gonna get on off here. I know you have a lot of callers coming in, and I know you all are happy about the victory. But like I said, there's room to grow, and I know you all are playing Alabama A&M, and that should be interesting. I don't know what Sam Shade is going to have coming in his first season, and it should be quite interesting. Is Cornelius? What's his name? What's that quarterback's name? Cornelius Brown. Is he playing?
It's up in the air. Game time decision as of right now. Game time decision. Yeah.
Oh yes. All right, I'm going to get on off this phone. I'm going to land on that one.
All right. Hey, Chuck, we thank you every week for calling in, man. We're proud to have you as a Wildcat. And we're going to get you to a game in Daytona here pretty soon. And we're also going to get you on live on the Gridiron Show, not just calling in. We're going to bring you in remotely. So we'll be talking about that here shortly.
I do that on some of the YouTube show. I come on live on video. I know we're not Facebook friends, but I even posted. I come on YouTube. Bring me on StreamYard video and talk. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't mind doing that.
We'll get that changed, and we'll make it happen.
All right, you all take care. It's great conversing. I see Jerry Bell is there. He was on there. I'm looking forward to when you all play. You all playing Southern this season?
Yes, sir. I'm back in Daytona, so maybe that's the game you come to. It's October 11th.
Yeah, you know what?
In Daytona.
You know what? Perry White with the Jaguar Journal. I was trying to, with the game coming up to the game, he can usually have people that are voice of the whoever of whatever school they're playing. He'll have them on the show as a guest. And I thought about Jerry Bell. I told him about Perry White. It'd be great if Perry can get him on the show.
Yeah, we will. We'll definitely talk to Jerry, and we'll make that happen. It's a done deal.
All right.
Hey, Chuck, man, thank you every week.
You all.
Hail Wildcats. Let me hear you say it.
Oh, I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead and say Hail Wildcats. And like I said, when you all play school like Southern and all, I'll go ahead and say it out loud. Hail Wildcats, and because like I said, we talk
Definitely.
about it, y'all are a non-arrogant group.
We appreciate it, man. We try. That comes from our founder, man. That comes from our
You all
founder.
take care.
Hey, you too. Thanks a lot. Have a good
All right.
night, Chuck.
All right.
386-287-1226. 386-1. I'm sorry. Oh, here we go. It's blowing up tonight, Ralph. Blowing up, my man. Carla, you're on the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. Welcome. If you could turn your radio down a little bit for us. Caller, you're on the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. Welcome.
Good evening, gentlemen. This is Vernon Jackson, Palm Beach. How you all doing tonight?
Good, Vernon. We're good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. I enjoyed that tailgate on Saturday. I enjoyed that football. I'm just so glad and proud to be alumni of the great Bethune-Cookman University.
Definitely, we're glad to have you as an alumnus, man, and thank you for stopping by. Thank you for supporting us. It's always great to see you on Saturdays. We honestly see you more than your classmate. I didn't want to go there, but Ralph, don't laugh, man.
But anyhow, we got a phenomenal band. I looked at them on the Sherry Shepherd show. Man, we got some kind of band. I don't care what people say about them other HBCUs, but there's nothing like the pride of Bethune-Cookman University, Marching Wildcats.
Nothing like the pride of Bethune-Cookman University, and what we do, and just being able to be on the national stages that we've been on is just truly remarkable. You think about how many students we have at Bethune-Cookman and the accomplishments that have been made down through the years, and that's truly remarkable.
It is.
These other schools and other places have to definitely give Bethune-Cookman their props, and even our own fan base. So that applies on Saturdays, to where we have to come out and support. We're small in number, but we're big, man. We do it. We do it big. Definitely do it big.
We do what we have to do. And I'm hoping and praying that our football team has made adjustments with the defense, because once we get that defense together, we're going to be something to reckon with.
Definitely. And it's coming. It's on the way. It's definitely
that sounds good. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all on Saturday. Another hopes a beautiful day like it was last Saturday, because that was definitely football weather.
Oh, definitely football weather. It wasn't too hot. It wasn't. Yeah, it was just perfect.
It's a great day for football.
Hopefully, I'm looking forward to seeing you all on Saturday, and let's continue to pray for each other. Oh, and make sure you give my regards to your dad.
I will definitely do that.
I miss him as an announcer.
Yes, sir.
But he was one of the best.
Thank you very much, and I know he appreciates you. He's going to miss Saturday too. He has a birthday party for my aunt, but he will definitely be there versus Southern. So,
all right,
yes,
sounds
sir.
Good. Hail Wildcats.
Hail Wildcats. Have a good night. Thank you,
Hail
sir.
Wildcats.
All right.
What happened to Jerry?
He had to jump off for a minute. I think he had some good food over there or something.
So yeah, I think that's what happened to the professor.
Yeah, that's what somebody said over here. Eric Reed was like, "Hey man, y'all check on the professor. He must have found some good eat somewhere. I'm sure he probably has some collard greens or something over there." And
wherever he is, he's eating.
Oh, he's eating good too.
Oh, absolutely.
It'll show up nowhere.
Don't gain an ounce.
And then Eric Reed said, "Man, I heard my former teammate Rodney Johnson has been eating up all the food at the tailgate and a good Diet Coke." I don't know about the Diet Coke, but the eating up all the food part, yes. But it's great, man. It's great to have Rodney and everyone else at the tailgate, and like you said, you never know who you're going to meet at our tailgate. The Hail Wildcats Gridiron Club throws an awesome tailgate over on the lake, and it's always some good eats. So 386-287-1226, 386-287-1226. Hey, Ralph, I gotta make this comment, man. I gotta do it. And it's the devil using me. You didn't have to put in no diesel or nothing like that tonight. You didn't have to start the vet up. You didn't have to do nothing. All you had to do was just log on. And Black Tony still ain't on the show.
Black Tony. Yes, sir. That's our boy.
I ought to just call him and get him on the line just so everyone can hear his voice, just to see how he's doing tonight. So.
Yeah, but if he see your name come up on his phone, he won't answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call from
So Daryl, while we waiting for another call, I just wanted to remind the fans. Saturday is they call it the blackout.
Yes.
Saturday. It would behoove you if you would get to that game 12:30, 12:45. That way you don't have to stand out in line trying to get in. It's a tight fit, and they try to get people in as quick as they can. We need a full house to root our guys on to another victory. So looking forward to seeing everybody on Saturday. And remember, the game starts at 3.
What time does the game start, Ralph?
3 o'clock, not 4 o'clock.
If I get there at 4,
you aren't going to get in. Yeah. See you in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I'll see you in the fourth quarter. Oh man, I tell you, it was remarkable, as we keep on saying, what we saw on Saturday, not just within the football game, but in the stands, the camaraderie, the fanfare, and man, don't know her real name, but if you saw Nanny up dancing in the stands on Saturday, man, she had a great time. And that's what HBCU football is about. The band playing, everyone having fun in the stands, the football team doing what they need to do on the field. We got to honor the SWAC champion baseball team, our own baseball team from Bethune-Cookman. And then here the band is traveling to New York to be on the Sherry Shepherd show, man. What a time to be a Wildcat. Definitely what a time to be a Wildcat.
I tell you another thing that Larry and I, we met the baseball coach on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And that conference championship ring is probably one of the most beautiful rings I've seen in a long time. It is absolutely gorgeous.
It is something to behold.
And I told him the only thing he needs to do, though, he needs to put another one of those rings on the other hand.
Yeah, definitely.
So we have 2.
We're going for it.
Yeah,
we're definitely going for it. Let's.
Yeah, he does it.
Go ahead, Ralph.
He does an excellent job with the baseball team, and I love watching the baseball team. Those kids are really enthusiastic about what they're doing, and I just think he's a fabulous coach. He does a good job.
Definitely so.
Yeah.
Definitely so.
So we got a lot of things to be thankful for at Bethune-Cookman. We got new leadership. We got new goals. We just got to pull it together and be like we once were.
Definitely so.
Oh, BCU. Yep.
Definitely so. I was calling to speak with Mr. Cruse. Is he available?
Oh my God, you got him.
Yes, Mr. Cruse is available.
Wow. It is a miracle. It is a miracle. Yes. How long has it been since we heard this voice on the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show?
Well, I have my own show as well as WESPN.
Yeah. You have your own show, a no show.
I will be returning to the show soon. So yeah, stay tuned.
You getting your contract and everything worked out so that you can.
Everything is getting worked out. Me and Jerry came to an agreement, so yeah, things are looking up.
Good. All we had to do was call you Black Tony, and then you wanted to get your act together, huh?
Hey, flipped him.
Where's Ralph?
Ralph's here. That's him talking in the background, man.
Yeah. Tell Ralph I got another call. About him calling out my name tonight.
We don't care, man.
Oh, see, you know what? Hey, CC, you remember what I told you Saturday, right? You better watch the messenger. I haven't called your name out tonight.
Seeing you guys though Saturday. Not you, Daryl.
Yeah, I know, man. You never want to see
me. I hang out with Ralph and Larry and
Jerry and Miss Emma. Miss Emma said hello.
Miss Emma.
Yeah.
Tell Miss Emma I said hello. Yeah, I definitely would see them, man. So hopefully, man, we can get us a victory.
Most definitely. What, we covered a little bit about this past Saturday. How was the atmosphere from you? I know you were at the tailgate with us and everything, decked down in your maroon and gold and all that. How was the atmosphere for you from start to finish?
I mean, honestly, you would have had to be there because it kind of felt like a homecoming. And people were everywhere, both sides. And it was just amazing to see the cars still coming in, the second and third quarter. So everybody was cooking and talking, and it was just amazing, man. So I'm hoping, we'll get that same atmosphere Saturday coming up.
Definitely the atmosphere. And then how was it in the stands for you, CC? Just to be watching the game and watch the home side start to fill up. There were spots at the start of the game, but then as you looked out in the street and you saw all the cars over there, and then the craziest thing about it was they were parking on the visitor side, but we didn't see the visitor side really start to fill up. You saw the home side really, coming together over there. So, yeah.
Right. I think, we always say, winning cures everything, and the stands, on the home side was filled, man. It just felt like, BCC back in the day, and then everybody was cheering and everybody was engaged in the game. So I'm telling you, man, it's we need this win so we can push forward, man, and get it like it used to be.
Yeah, definitely. And that atmosphere is there. We just need our fans to keep on supporting. No matter win, lose, or draw, those guys are going out there fighting every Saturday for us, and we need to be there to support them. If you have the opportunity, there are tickets available. Heck, I mean, how many tickets got given away last Saturday just for people to be in there and that's our little secret, CC, but definitely.
Well, we're not gonna call no names.
Yeah, we won't call no names, but he is the community Hall of Famer. But
yeah. But
so,
yeah, definitely look forward to it, man. So
and
you have a good trip too, Daryl.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, sir.
Get it out.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate
you're gonna leave me to deal with Ralph, huh?
Yep. That's what you get from
CC. CC, do me a favor and bring your own chair.
Okay. I guess I need to come back.
You heard what my man said? My man say, bring your own chair to the show. Yeah, he heard you.
See that?
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so.
CC,
yeah, man, but other than that, man,
we're looking forward to seeing you on Saturday, man. Bring all of Duval down with you, and let's cheer our Wildcats on. You have a score for us, prediction for Saturday before we let you go?
I do. Yes, I do. I really think, I think I talked with Ralph about this. I think we can score against anybody, and I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. So I'm liking 30-20.
Good guys. The maroon and gold.
Good guys.
There you go.
Good guys.
There you
Good
go.
guys. Good guys. Does Ralph have a score?
Ralph, you have a score for us?
Yes, my score is the same as CC's.
He says the same as yours, CC.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And see,
okay. Daryl, you got a score?
Not at this time, sir. Just Wildcats win. Okay. Wildcats win.
Okay. Okay.
So just as like to welcome from the Hail podcast tuning in with us. They say their own Corey Williams will be in town to represent them from the Hail podcast. Have him come on over to the Hail Wildcats Gridiron tailgate over on the lake. We start off at 12:30, and you can meet the guys: Ralph, Larry, CC, Jerry, and our whole group. Miss Emma, Miss Lodge, all of the main players. So we'd love to have you over. Anika, thank you for stopping by on last Saturday. We thought we had Larry on here with us tonight, but I'm sure he had something good to eat, and so that's more important than us. So, definitely. Well, CC, man, keep those guys in line on Saturday. I hate that I'm not going to be able to be there, but I'll be tuned in and from high up in the sky, looking down. So
yeah, Daryl, you have a safe trip, man.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it, man. Hail Wildcats and
Hail Wildcats, buddy.
All right, have a good night. All right, we got time for one more call. 386-287-1226. 386-287-1226. Ralph, right now we're advertising our tailgate online. Can you tell us what fans might be in store for if they stop by our tailgate, other than laughter and fun?
So we're planning on having wings, chicken fingers, potato salad, beans. I'm not quite sure what else we have. I know we have those things.
And a lot of Wildcat fun.
Yeah, it's a moving target.
Definitely moving target. Yeah,
it's a moving target.
If you get a chance.
But I keep hearing Mrs. Lodge said it's going to rain Saturday. So for all the fans that's planning on coming to the game, make sure you bring some type of raincoat.
But still come out, as you know, Ralph.
Yeah, you need to come out.
Yeah,
That's why they make raincoats.
That's exactly right. Is there? I know you're a big time fisherman, Ralph. What kind is best? What frog tog? What do you recommend if you did a rain suit?
I don't know because you know what? I bought 3 different guys. They're terrible.
Yeah.
I had the last rain game we had. I had one on, and I was soaked underneath the raincoat.
Wow.
So I wouldn't suggest you bring one of those.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what I'm going to get. So I'm going to go look for one tomorrow.
Probably Academy Sports is probably the best. You can get some Wildcat gear and a good rain suit from there.
But I tell you, we was at the school on Tuesday. I think actually the bookstore have better Bethune-Cookman gear than Academy and Hicks. Yeah,
for sure.
They have an assortment of things there.
If you get the chance,
I mean, they have.
There.
Yeah, they have some really nice stuff.
Definitely. Miss Lodge says she has a poncho. She's ready to go.
I think she's good.
Oh yeah, she's good. Like I said,
I think she's good.
On 30% chance a little before kickoff, but do not allow that to stop you from coming out and cheering our Wildcats on. We play in the rain. They will take precautions if there is lightning, but there is none in the forecast. Football game, get out there, cheer your Wildcats on, and let's cheer them to victory. 386-287-1226, 386-287-1226. That is the number to call into the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. As I said, we're remote this week. We will have Larry on definitely next week. But if you want to get your dose of the professor, make sure you're there on this Saturday. It starts at 12:30 over on the lake, tailgate on the lake. And you can partake in some good food over there. So, definitely so.
No fish, though.
No fish. So, there'll be food for all kinds over there. You know, we have the very healthy eaters, and then we have the ones. So that was last Saturday. Last Saturday was for throwing the diet out the window, fish and sausage and fries. So a little more healthier this week, a little more healthier. So 386-287-1226. We have time for about 1 to 2 more callers. 386-287-1226. We thank everyone for tuning in to the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show every week. We try to bring you unfiltered information in regards to our football. We give you unbiased, no holds barred information that we believe is pertinent to what you need as a football fan, to help our team be successful on the field. It takes everyone. It takes a village to make it successful. And when we do that, you get the turnout that we had on Saturday, and then you get the outcome. So it all begins with us. So 386-287-1226, 386-287-1226. So, Ralph, my man, I tell you, what are you most interested in seeing this Saturday?
The Wildcats win their second football game.
Definitely.
And I don't care how they win it. I don't care how they win it. Just win
it, baby.
Yep.
Is there what for you, Ralph? For you, as we get ready to close out, what does us winning our second game this early in the season do for you?
Well, not only what it does for me, but what it does for the team and the fans. It just get that momentum going, and understanding that these kids need our support. The school needs our support, and it's just a good feeling. It's always a good feeling when you win. You always feel good when you win. I don't know if anybody feel bad when we win a game. And we don't have way too many bad feelings.
Yeah, lately.
We've been in this slump, and it's about time for us to get out the slump.
Definitely.
So, that's what I'm hoping for. I hope as many people as possible can come to the game and support the university and the football team, and stop by our tailgate. Let's have some conversation, have some fun, and go in there and win. That's what I'm looking forward to. Yeah.
Go in there and definitely handle business. Ralph, give me your closing words as we get ready to close out.
Well, it was I really enjoyed seeing all the people at the game on Saturday. We had good food. We had good conversation. I want to make that 2 in a row. I want to make this week just as enjoyable as last week was. And I'm looking to see more people there. Some new people come to the game. We got to support this team, and we got to support this university.
Most definitely, Ralph. Most definitely. So what time should I be there?
The game starts. I would say you be there at 12:30, 12:45. Then you have no hassle getting in, and no hassle parking your car where you want to park, not parking on the visitor side, then walking back over. So I would say always get there at least 12:30, 1 o'clock. Then you can see the boys walk the legacy walk, and that fires the boys up too. We just gotta go back to where we used to be.
Definitely.
We got to get back there and show in our school spirit. So I would suggest you get there 12:30, 12:45.
Definitely so. I want to thank all our fans.
And if you're going to come to the tailgate and sit for a while, bring a chair.
Bring a chair. We'll have the tents ready to go. We'll have the covering. So we'll try to keep you as dry as we can. So come on out and come out, see us, see our Wildcats win against Alabama A&M. Fans, we thank you for tuning in with us tonight. This show, we hope, brings you joy. We hope it brings you insight. We love doing it. We love bringing it to you. No matter where we are in the world, we're going to do everything we can to bring you the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. That's how much we love you as fans. That's how much we love our Wildcat athletics and definitely our Wildcat football. So for Mr. Ralph Smith and Mr. Larry Wesley in his absence, I'm Darold Williams, your host for the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. Come see us. Be at the stadium 12:30 this Saturday. Our Wildcats kick off at 3 p.m. Bring your rain gear. Also remember to wear your black. And let's go Wildcats. Hail Wildcats. And we will see you on Saturday and then Sunday and then Tuesday and then Thursday for the Hail Wildcats Gridiron Show. Hail Wildcats. Have a good night.
Hail Wildcats.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bethune-Cookman University alma mater.